Philippines, good evening. Naimbag garabi, masantos siya sa labid si kaya amin, Maya, Pabengi, Keka, marahay na banggi sa Inugubos. Maupay nga gabi, ha iyong tanan, mayad-mayad nga gabi. Buenas noches, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh. Ako po si Eric Espina, ito po inyong programang Republika. Ugmayang gabi isad sa Tibuok, Luzon, Visayas, ug Mindanao up to Sabah. Ang atong tukion karong gabi, kabahin ni sa atong kalikupan. Environment. Pero atong tanawon gyud, atong tukion, ang atong haom nga atong tutukan bahin ni sa marine environment. So we're very fortunate to have tonight what I call the Sea Knights. Sea Knights, chivalrous individuals. They're not riding on horses and white horses. They're just using the scuba to clean up the seas around Cebu City, in particular Talisay. So we have William Villaver, who is a Sea Knight, marine biologist. Iya gyud nagipahibalo. Gikan gyud siya sa University of San Carlos. Okay. Pwede man sang USC, University of South Carolina. Pioneer Marine Biology graduate 1976. And we have also a visitor, usa siya kalangyaw, si Chan Tin Ming Harry. Iya gyud gipahibalo nga 66 years old siya, retired o ghostnet hunter siya. Pero dili siya single. Okay. Good evening to both of you.
Okay.
Our topic tonight will be about scuba surero. So from the subject alone, from the title, kasabot na mo, kabahin ni sa paglimpyo sa atong mga kadagatan. So, William, please tell us, give us a brief backgrounder. Sea Knights, marine biologist, when did you become a Sea Knight?
I became a Sea Knight way back 2005.
2005.
Yes, because
Okay.
That was the time when we really started to clean up this one reef in Talisay. We called it the Bugo Shoal.
Bugo Shoal?
Bugo
B-O-G-O?
B-O-G-O, yes.
Oh, Bugo Shoal.
So, it was on this Bugo Shoal that really the Sea Knights
Was born.
was born.
So,
Actually, it was
it was born because of the reef, or it was born because one day you woke up and you wanted to be a Sea Knight?
No, it's more like we started to clean up that Pogo Shoal, so that's where the group
Decided to found the...
to name the group as Sea Knights.
Why Sea Knights? Why not... does this describe who you are? Does this tell us what is your ethos?
Yeah.
What do you believe in?
Yes, it's more like that. You know, the knight in shining armor, trying to save somebody. So our group thought that word Sea Knights because we are trying to save the reef. For the moment, that was the Bugo Shoal Reef, but also we are also trying to.
You had this group, obviously.
Me, just as the marine biologist of the group, because our head is the founding priest. I mean, the
Founding priest.
the founding priest of the organization, Sea Knights, is Father Tito Soquinho of the Santo Niño Basilica. And at that time,
He's still active, or...
he's still active. Until now, we are on our 11th year.
Mhm.
From the start of the group until now, he's still the president of the group.
Mhm.
So, at that time that the group was formed, he was assigned in Santo Niño Parish
Okay.
in Talisay, in Mohon.
Mhm.
So, we got to get him to join us as a diver. So, that's when
He's also your spiritual advisor, at the same time also your environmental advisor.
sort of, yeah, because
Okay.
the majority of the group also have diver priests as members in the group.
Okay.
Like at that time, the Father Charlie Orobia of USGR,
Oo.
and then Father Morphy Sarson.
How many members are there in the group?
Currently, we are around 36 members.
And then you started with
We started with around a dozen, 12.
12.
Yeah.
And then your first project was the Bugo Shoal.
Yeah, Bugo Shoal.
It's still to this day, it's still the Bugosol, or you are now going into other areas of concern?
In Bogosio, we're already doing the coral rehabilitation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's leveling up of our activity from cleaning up the Bogosio of the garbage, which started with just a sack full of garbage picked up, and then later
on the beach shore. That's how you started first, or
No.
you went directly
It's
into the
directly onto the reef.
Okay.
Yeah, so
You don't do cleanup for beaches. You don't do that, or just by the way, or as an aside.
as it's only recent now that Harry Chan here.
Yes,
tried
that
to-
was supposed to be my segue to
okay.
to Harry. So,
Yeah.
how did you get to meet Harry? And Harry, how did you get to meet William?
Good evening, everybody. Actually, I think I tell everybody that the ocean brings us together
Okay.
because the ocean has no boundaries,
Okay.
no difference in religious, color, sex, whatever.
And no nationality?
No
Would that be fair?
nationality.
No nationality,
Yeah.
okay.
And then somehow a friend of mine, Singapore, and then C9 James is a member of his. And then I look at his website and find out they were doing underwater ghost net. And I said, gee, I have somebody in Philippines and I want to help out. So I start writing to James, C9, and they say, Harry, why don't you come over? I said, sure, I will be coming over. Then we have a group of volunteers the first time when I was here, the first time in July. We had 10 people, right? Yeah, 10 people, all divers, some just fun diving. They all came here and see and help out too.
So you just met up via Facebook.
Facebook,
Yes,
that's all, yeah.
Facebook. He picked up our post on ghost nets because we were doing already ghost net. Then Mr. James Chu posted it in the Facebook. Then it was picked up by Harry. So that's how the group met.
And then see Harry is, just for the benefit of our audience, you're from Hong Kong?
Yes.
Okay. And then you've been an environmentalist when? Fairly recently, all your life? Or you were just waiting for it to happen?
Well, actually, I'm not really an environmentalist. Okay, I'm just an ordinary citizen of the earth, of the ocean, like
Okay.
everybody else. But I've been diving since 1987, and then I retired about 7 years ago. Then somehow a friend of mine asked me to join them for beach cleanup in Hong Kong. I said, what do you mean cleaning up in the beaches? He said, the beaches are very dirty. So from then I went there, it was terrible. It was just terrible. But however, I'm a diver, so I say, how come nobody go into the water? So I start doing the cleanup in the water without a tank. And the guys say, hey, Harry, don't do it because of liability.
Liability.
With like the WWF, yeah. They don't want people to go into water in case of any accident. They're liable.
They're liable, yeah.
So
You could sue them.
After it, I just do it on my own.
Oh.
Yeah. And I find out, and I look at, again, Facebook, a lot of other sites. Marine trash is a really serious problem because I think it's over 75% of the marine trash are all in the water. The rest, maybe 10% are in this, floating on the sea, some on the beaches. So I thought I should do something about the ocean. Instead of doing the beach cleanup, I should go into the water as a diver. And then the first time when I go diving, I was looking for ghost net. I didn't know what it is.
But let me ask you, Harry. You're a businessman. What do you basically do before you got into this very important concern?
I had a little trading company.
Oh, okay.
And I'm glad that the business went out of business because it was hard for me to do it. Because
Okay.
with the change of China opening up,
Okay.
people, customer buy direct. So I thought, I told my wife, maybe it's time for me to do something I want to do. I think I was 59. I tell my wife, dear, let me do something I can do to contribute to the society.
And you discovered.
I discovered this.
You
and
wanna
I
be an
picked up
ocean
ghost net.
citizen?
Yeah. I pick up a ghost net because not many people really try to raise awareness about the ghost net. I thought I should do that too. Yeah, about the ocean marine trash, which is very serious. Not many people know.
Yeah, tourists never realize that the beaches of Hong Kong, aside from those that really take the time out to read the materials, But we never realized that the beaches in Hong Kong are also, inundated.
You're right. Not many people, even I didn't know that until I started doing it.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, under the water is so dirty.
Very dirty.
Very dirty. I see a lot of stuff that you see on land, but I see more than you see because I see everything. Chemical, industrial waste, renovation waste, TV,
Plastic.
electric, plastic.
Even TV underneath the water?
Fridge,
Who's watching TV
components.
under the sea?
I don't know, maybe with cable.
Okay.
Yeah, people just dump it.
What areas in Hong Kong do they
Lemma Island, I see Lemma Island.
no
Crazy.
laws? Are there no laws? Are there nobody
Well,
gets caught? What is it?
I think we shouldn't rely on the law. I mean, we should have the responsibility not to dumping everything in the sea.
That
Okay?
sounds like the Philippines. I'm
It's all over the world. It's just not the Philippines, Hong Kong. It's all over the world.
They just
Even
throw
I'll be
things into
arguing
the
with
water.
My wife, she said, we went back to Taiwan together because she's from Taiwan.
Uh-huh.
She's telling me, Taiwan's very clean.
uh-huh.
I see everything. Okay.
Is it true Taiwan? Is it true what your wife says? Taiwan beaches are clean? No, they're
I
not.
mean, some of them are, but most of them are not because I get people volunteer from Taiwan. They keep sending me pictures.
Uh-huh.
The beaches were with all the trash, same as in Philippines, same as in Hong Kong, China, everywhere.
What's the commonality? Plastics? Plastic nets?
Plastic is, but in Hong Kong, we have styrofoam.
Styrofoam.
Worse.
It's the worst.
Tons of it.
Okay.
I don't see much in Philippines. I'm glad that I don't see much, but
Plastics?
plastic, yeah,
Bottled water?
anything,
Uh-huh.
medicals, needles, syringe, everything. You just think about it.
Medical waste.
Medical waste, anybody just dump it,
Uh-huh.
all kind of material, yeah, manufactured materials.
And you're talking about under the water. How about the
In the
beaches?
water.
How about-
Same.
same also.
Same, yeah. That's why I do a beach cleanup.
Uh-huh.
I do shoreline cleanup, yeah, because I do a lot with a big corporation.
Is there a
Different
difference between beach and shore cleanup?
That is because the beach you can just wear the right stuff, right shoes, and join the other guys or any NGO or any group just do the cleanup. The shoreline is different. The shoreline, for me, I think the shoreline cleanup is more dangerous than doing the
Because?
underwater because I don't wear tank. That's why it's within 3 meters.
Oh, okay.
I look for ghost net mostly.
Uh-huh.
That's why my hearing is deteriorating
Because?
because I dip in without equalizing my ears.
Uh-huh.
But it's good about it because every time when my loved one start nagging, I tell her, sorry, love,
I can't hear you.
Yeah, which is
Uh-huh.
good. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then it's dangerous because sometimes I can be tangled by the net.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. If you do free diving, if you keep going down after 10 times, you might
Yeah,
get,
you're here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's dangerous. But it's
Uh-huh.
good to do it, And then I'm glad I have been inspiring a lot of young people, a lot of divers in Hong Kong. I would say over 1,000 for the last few years.
What is the age level? What is the age level?
On average, about
The ones that are
25,
interested.
25.
25.
Yeah.
That's the average age.
Yeah.
And then
I have kids, 12 years old, they become a diver with me and go down to the water and clean up those in Hong Kong.
and the youngest will be you.
Yeah.
You'll be the youngest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you met up.
Yes.
And then you shared the same concerns.
Yeah.
So to speak, you traded trade cards about your own experiences.
Yes.
And then when was the first time that Harry came to the Philippines?
July this year.
July this year.
Okay, we're going to pause for a few reminders, and when we come back, we're going to pick up from our discussion. We're going to find out what these gentlemen are doing without even perhaps while we're sleeping. When we return. Okay, balik ta sa itong programang Republika Kabahin ni sa gitawag natong Scuba Surero. Niya pagyapon nabi nato si William Villaver o si Chan Tin Ming Harry. Okay. Kaning I have a question for you, William, no?
Yes, sir.
Why do you call it Scuba Surero? You just focus on underwater operations?
Yes. It's just a combination of two words. Scuba means basically it's just the scuba divers
Uh-huh.
doing cleanup underwater, and then because cleaning up of garbage is basurero, so
Okay.
we combine the two words as scuba surero.
You don't do what Harry does, which is beach and shoreline.
Basically, no, because
No. Okay.
it's the local government
Who should do it?
it should be the local government.
That's their concern.
That's their concern. But
But they don't really do it, no?
when there's a coastal cleanup, we do also
Mutabang mo.
it up. We also help, but
Okay.
we do it underwater. So we still doing the scuba surero
Okay.
on that occasion that there's a coastal cleanup in the.
Is there a commonality between the experience of Harry and ours in terms of what we find under the water, under the sea?
Actually,
Pareho lang.
yes, but we encountered ghost net because one time we were deploying a floating guardhouse in Bogosyol. We know,
Floating guardhouse.
yes, floating because
Okay.
Bogosyol is 1.8 kilometers from the shoreline.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have to have a floating guardhouse. So way back 2017, when we were deploying the Sea Night funded floating guardhouse,
Mhm.
I was the one who saw the net underwater.
You're talking about they're literally on top of the water? They're there? They're staying there?
No, it's underwater, the net.
No,
The-
but I mean, kaning sea guardhouse.
Yeah, the
They're on
floating
top of the water.
Yes,
They're there, what, 24 hours, 8 hours?
it's
16
there,
hours?
yeah, until it got destroyed by the storm.
Okay. So what are you guarding there? You're guarding the corals.
We are guarding actually because Bogosyol is a declared marine sanctuary.
Okay.
Yeah, so on our part, we tried to do some good thing about the area, the Bogosyol. So
Oh.
there's no, because it's 1.8 kilometers from the shoreline. So we decided to donate a floating guardhouse.
There.
Yeah, in the
And
the
then
area.
if they see somebody destroying the corals, what do they do? How do they report it? There is a way to report it? You have a communication system?
Supposed to be there's the bantay dagat of the city.
Of the city, yes.
Yeah, to stay there to do their shift of guarding the area, but unfortunately they did not utilize that floating guardhouse.
The same kind of trash that is found in Hong Kong, you also find it in Talisay.
Yes.
Majority is what?
At the start, you have this
Ghost nets, plastics.
ghost net came in later, but when we started in Bogosyol for that scuba surero thing, it was more of plastic, and then this disposable diapers,
Okay, what else?
and then
No television.
no television.
No television.
Yeah, but discarded rubber shoes, bags,
Styrofoam.
styrofoam also.
Mm-hmm.
No styrofoam because it floats.
Okay.
But basically those old plastic that already
Sunk.
into the bottom and then got entangled in the corals. It was later on the ghost net because it was carelessly cast by the fishermen and then it got carried away by strong current.
So the ghost net is because of fishermen.
Yes,
Okay.
because they cast their net away from the reef, but when high tide current
Comes in.
comes in, it was brought into the reef so that it got entangled in the.
What's the danger with the ghost net?
First of all, it's called ghost net because they're there already, still catching fish,
And
but already discarded by the fishermen because it got entangled in the
okay.
corals. So they left it because they
they did
cannot.
not even try to fix it. Nothing. They just left it that way.
Yeah, because
Carelessly?
Yeah, because it will take them time to remove the net, and if they're really going to clean it, they will be caught by the bantay dagat that they are
Okay.
casting the net illegally in the area.
What you're saying is the danger is because it catches endangered species. Would that be fair?
Not necessarily endangered,
Not necessarily.
but the fish that's roaming in the area,
Okay.
and though it's caught by the net, it's not taken by the fishermen because the net is already left in the area. So basically ghost net because they're still catching fish but not taken by the fishermen who cast the net.
Harry, I'll ask you, are you focusing on just cleanup? You're focusing on coral rehabilitation? Which area are you into, or
Actually, I'm major in ghost net.
more on ghost net?
Ghost net
Because
ghost net is a very serious issue that not many people know about it. I think it's over 40% of marine trash in the ocean are ghost net.
Okay.
And I call them a silent killer. Okay, well,
silent killer. Why
yeah,
is it a silent killer?
because, okay, the one that get tangled in the rock is okay, they damage the ecosystem,
Yeah.
okay. But I see a lot net, they're floating in the ocean.
Okay.
They have vacuum effect.
Uh-huh.
Effect, that was whenever they float, it takes in everything.
Uh-huh.
You name it, they have it.
Uh-huh.
Rubbish. That's why you see on the picture sea turtle, whale, shark. They got killed, tangled.
Uh-huh.
When they tangle small fish, okay, bigger fish goes there. And then when you get bigger fish like shark, they saw a big fish struggling, they will go and bite.
Yes.
Once they bite it, they struggle, they tangle themselves.
Uh-huh.
And also in Hong Kong, I asked some children, do they know what I'm picking up? They say, yes, we know it's a fishing net. I say, how come? Because they've been tangled by it.
Uh-huh.
In the shallow water from the beach, sometimes where they walk on it, they get tangled.
Uh-huh.
And then that's why I tell a lot of people through media, parents, please, when you go with your children or anybody to the beach, keep your eyes on it.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes they could be tangled by the net.
Uh-huh.
And also they tangle the dog, the pet.
Oh, okay.
And then occasionally we have dive in Hong Kong, they get tangled, even including myself, tangled by net. Okay, so they continue to kill.
So even a diver can get entangled with the...
I get tangled. Almost get killed.
You don't see it?
You don't see it.
How come? It's see-through? It's plastic? What is
Because
it?
you don't know, a diver who've been diving without experience, knowledge about the ghost net, they don't know what it is. They don't pay attention to it.
Uh-huh.
And then sometimes when we dive in Hong Kong, visibility is low. In certain
Okay.
time of the year, we end up between 1 meter to 0.
Uh-huh.
So if you're diving there, you get tangled, you get panic, chances of,
Okay, you call it ghost net
Ghost
because
net.
it's, what is it? It's like
ghost net.
see-through plastic? What is it?
It's all kind, plastic, nylon, The reason we call it ghost net, because the fishing net has finished its duty
Uh-huh.
for being a fishing tool for the fishermen.
And it's still fishing.
To supply us seafood.
Yeah.
So when they discard and tangle the net, there's nothing else they do. The fishermen just leave it.
The nylon cord at least can be seen because it's colored.
It's
That's what
still
you're
hard to
saying.
see it. It's still hard
to see it,
Yeah,
even the
yeah.
water.
Yeah, but yesterday I went diving. I see such a big ghost net. My God, it was so big,
Uh-huh.
so big, huge. Yeah.
So, ikaw, William, no, unsa man ka kaning you are into coral kuan, rehabilitation, kuan ka, naglimpyo ka sa ilalom, unsa man gyud imong kuan? O tanan?
I'm more I mean what I'm doing is based on my job is coral monitoring.
And then do
And
you
then-
rehabilitate it because that takes like
Yes, yeah.
oh my goodness.
Yeah. Because corals grow
Very
3
slowly.
centimeters per year.
It's like
Yeah.
watching grass grow.
Yes. So, as the marine biologist in the group, I teach my members how to respect, know the corals.
You're just guarding the corals, but you are not rehabilitating it. Or are you?
We are now doing
In the process of rehabilitating it.
because
Okay.
we are kind of leveling up our activity. Before it was Cubasurero,
Oo.
and then at one time, way back to 2006, a commercial cargo ship ran aground in Bogosiol.
Okay.
So there was a portion that
Was
really was
destroyed.
devastated.
Uh-huh.
And after that, we started to do clean up again, and then this time again, now it's the ghost net. So for Bogosiol, we have already cleaned up the ghost net entangled in the corals.
You don't believe in the practice before of throwing rubber tires as supposed to be the haven for new corals and fishes? You don't believe in that? There was a time when it was throwing tires.
Yes, it was throwing tires, but again, the tires that were natural rubber started production 1976. So after that, it's really I mean, synthetic or chemical. So,
So it's also bad.
It was bad. Yeah.
What is the state of Bogo Shoal right now?
Right now, it's already recovering. I mean,
Recovering.
yeah, at the start, we didn't see any fish. So, after a while, I mean, something like 6 months, when we already cleaned of the garbage, then we noticed that the
Fishes are coming back, which is a good sign.
Yes, that's a good
Health
sign.
issues. What are the health issues, Harry?
Okay. The pollution, the water pollutants, yeah, will create a lot of these. It's like in Hong Kong, we have over 100,000 children. They have asthma, skin disease.
Skin asthma.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe
When they swim in the.
well, I mean, you can go with the food chain, the food chain. The
Oh, yeah,
chain,
yes.
Yeah, the
yes,
shell.
yeah.
And that's why I was saying styrofoam, when I do shoreline cleanup, we have a lot of styrofoam, when they get hit in the water, discard it. It is small particle, and
Okay.
you can see the fish eat them.
Okay.
Yeah, same as plastic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have microplastics now that are being
Microplastic,
eaten.
a
Yes.
lot, yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah. And then also another thing I try to raise is to raise awareness to all the water sport fans, such as jet ski.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's dangerous to the
dangerous
diver.
water skiing, rock fishing, the swimmer, free diving. I tell you one thing, I've been telling a lot of free divers, it's a very popular sport now. Be careful about the ghost net, because that's why I was calling spiritual ghost net, yeah?
Yeah.
One time in Hong Kong, I bring 2 girls, pretty girls, that's why I bring them. Yeah? All the way down to clean up ghost net. They are free diver. As soon as we went down about 20 meters, we saw one big, huge ghost net. It was floating around. From then on, they realized the dangers of ghost net floating around. For divers, okay, we have the air. So if I get tangled, then my buddy get me free, yeah? But when you are a free diver, I don't care how good you are.
Yeah.
If you stay in the water for 6 minutes, you're still gone.
This is what people don't realize, is that, I think there's a study on where the plastics are going.
Yeah.
And many of them don't realize that the question is, where do they go when Republika returns? Okay, nagbabalik po ang ating program Republika at okay, that's one of the issues that even environmentalists and even marine biologists and even scientists are looking at. Where do all these plastics go? They expect them to be floating around. They found out they eventually sink down into the lowest levels, no? And these are usually being eaten by the food chain, the fishes, etc., etc. And then guess where it ends up? It ends up in our plates.
Yeah, and
Yes.
yeah, that's it.
Because these are already microplastics.
Yeah.
The microplastics, and that's why it's not usually safe to eat shelled fish, marine, crustaceans or kanibang mga crabs.
Yeah.
It's not good, kuno. Mukha ko na. Maybe fishes, yes, once in a while. So what are we going to eat? So that's the problem. So.
Yes.
And the Philippines is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the third largest plastic pollutant in the world.
In the world, yeah.
In the world.
Yes.
In the world. So, where do we fight this? Do we fight it at the end, the receiving end, which is in the sea? Do we fight it on land, where the plastics are being thrown? Where do we approach this?
I think the first approach was reduce, reuse, and recycle, but it's not working. So really, it's got to have to be in the production side. Yeah.
You think we should be banning plastics, and we should have maybe recycling plants and alternative uses for, instead of plastics, we should have more environmental friendly contraptions?
Yeah, it's more, the trend is really going into more environmental material aside from plastic. So it's kind of really getting rid of plastic in our everyday use. Yeah.
Have you noticed there are certain marine lives that have ended up eating plastics, thinking that they are jellyfish?
Yes, number one is the sea turtles, because sea turtles, their main food is the jellyfish.
The jellyfish.
And jellyfish are transparent.
Yes.
So with the plastic floating,
They think it's a
think
jellyfish.
It's jellyfish, so they really
They eat it.
eat it. And so we have plenty of stories turtles was
Dying.
on the shore, dying or dead, and then when they
Open the body.
yeah, open the body, you all see
The abdomen is full of plastics.
plenty of plastic. It's the same with the whales. They have this assortment of plastic, but majority are plastic eaten by the whale. And then because plastic cannot be digested, so they eat a lot of plastic but not digested, so
They will die.
they will die.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So it's a big nightmare as far as
Yes.
environment is concerned and cleanup, and we're trying to do our own little best
Yes.
in our own little corner of
Yeah.
space in the world in order to be able to clean up for our future. And yet they say that the way things are going with climate change and everything, I think the tipping point is 2055, somewhere thereabouts.
Something like that.
2055. There's no turning back once we reach that point.
Can I take this opportunity?
Yes, please.
One of the main reasons why I come to work with CNI, we are trying to work together hard to send a message to the fishermen. The reason we're doing it is, we try to let them know the fishermen are the first one who suffer most
Yes.
from the fishing net because it reduces the catch.
Uh-huh.
So what we're doing is, like Dr. William here, we plant the coral. Hopefully we have more fish, so the fishermen have more fish to catch for us. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And also we hope someday that the fishermen can sit together. We find a way to reduce the problem.
Uh-huh.
For example, we understand they need to catch the fish with the net. Okay?
Yes.
We not blame anybody. Okay. And we hope that, like the fishermen, if they let us know, maybe they drop the fish or they drop the ghost net, we will collect them. Okay. When we collect them, remove the ghost net, the coral are healthy, there will be more fish, that the fishermen can get more catch. Yeah, that's the main reason.
Is it supposed to be a practice where fingerlings or small fishes
Yes.
should be thrown back into the sea? Or we don't do that? Our fishermen.
I think Japan, Taiwan, they're doing it. It's more like a sea rancing. You know, the culture fish in the hatchery.
Okay.
After some time, that
They release them?
become piggerling, and then they think that that's already capable of surviving in the wild. Then they release them.
Okay.
Yeah. Here in the Philippines,
We don't do that, no?
we don't do that because we raise them in hatchery, like the prawn hatchery.
Yes.
We put it
And
in
then
the,
we consume it.
and we put it in the fish pan, then rear it for say 6
And then
months.
sell it for commercial.
Yeah, because that's a big earning
Yes.
venture. So the
But
export.
in the fishes that we catch, the ordinary fishermen along the shore, in your own experience, do they throw back the small fishes, or are they part of the whole?
no, that's the big problem because
Hasta
The
mga
ibi-
kanang mga gagmay, ilapag
Yeah.
yung patulan.
yeah, as long as there's fish that they can catch in their net, that's already either for sale or for food,
For
depending on the quality of the fish.
So they don't throw it back.
They don't throw it back. We have to. That's a long way.
Okay.
The Filipino fishermen throwing back because they're already complaining that they're already getting less catch
Okay.
for their venture like before.
Our problem, dynamite fishing, cyanide fishing. Is it still there? Does it still go on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Naghapon?
In fact, we warn our guests that while we are doing our coral rehabilitation the area, don't be surprised. We hear you also hear
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
yes,
Explosion.
dynamite blast. So
Okay.
I tell them that if your breast vibrates, then the blast is close, maybe
Okay.
5 kilometers.
Uh-huh.
But if you hear the blast just boom, then that's very far, maybe 10 kilometers.
Uh-huh.
So don't be surprised. It's that close to you that the dynamite explodes. Cyanide fishing also
It's still going on.
is still going, but already minimized. But they're still practicing it, especially with the tropical fish collectors, because
Yes.
that's the easier way to catch the fish.
Uh-huh.
They just stand the fish, the tropical fish, this butterfly fish, this very exotic fish that's you can see in the aquarium.
So if there is a food chain, there is also a business chain here in order that
Yes.
you'll be able to track, because there are definitely, there is a market.
Yes,
There's a legal market for this.
yeah. But I think the European countries have stopped buying tropical fish from the Philippines because they know they're caught
Mostly
using
cyanide.
And
Yeah.
tropical fish, I mean, yes, caught with cyanide within 6 months, 6 months period,
They die.
They die.
Is it the same problem also in Hong Kong? You have cyanide fishing. I don't know about
We don't have
dynamite
cyanide.
fishing.
We don't have. We used to have dynamite fishing, but stop now.
It stopped already.
Yeah, stop.
Completely stopped. How did you
Completely
stop it?
The law.
the law.
okay, yeah,
Serious.
very strict. We still have a few, but it's very far from Hong Kong. Maybe from my neighbor part, maybe from China. We don't go fishing. And this time, I was so glad that I learned something from Dr. William. We found another very, very serious problem. Which is the, I'll let Dr. William to explain to you.
The
Yeah.
crown of thorns,
Crown of thorns.
yes.
What is the crown of thorns?
This crown of thorns is the sea star that is the most poisonous among the sea stars.
What is the color of this sea star?
It also depends on the corals that they eat, but basically there's what color is that?
I've seen blue sea star.
Yes, yeah.
Blue. And then there are other
They're
colors.
brown. They're
Yeah,
brown.
brown. Which one should the people be scared of or be worried about?
Getting pricked with the crown of thorns spine because it's very painful.
Dili tuyom. Mauning
No,
tuyom.
it's not
Dili
tuyom.
tuyom, no?
No, it's not
So,
tuyom.
this is really shaped like a star.
Yes, a mature crown of thorns has 15 to 18 arms, while your regular sea star
Is only
the
5.
starfish is 5.
5.
Yeah.
This one is 15.
This one, the least is 15. The adult one, that's paper.
Do they
plate
belong to
size.
the same family?
They belong
the
to
same
the same
genus,
family.
no?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they're very dangerous for...
Actually, this crown of thorns is an integral part of the coral reef ecology.
Okay.
Because they control the coral biodiversity in the reef ecosystem.
What do they eat?
The crown of thorns eat the fast-growing corals, the branching corals.
Okay.
So after they have eaten the coral branching corals, then that's the time that they eat other corals. Usually the table corals,
So they're not good. In short, they're harmful. Is that what you're saying? They're very harmful.
when they are in outbreak proportions, they are harmful because in outbreak,
What do you mean by outbreak proportion?
in 1 hectare coral reef, if you find 30 pieces, that's normal because they can control the coral species growing in the area.
Okay.
But beyond that, they already
End up eating the corals. That's what you're saying.
all the corals. First, they attack on the branching corals because these are the fast-growing corals.
Okay.
So, because it's like a monoculture that you only have one species. So, these branching corals, left alone, they will not give chance to other
Others.
corals
Yes.
because they are competing
Competing, yes.
for light.
Okay.
So,
yes.
the slow-growing corals will be
These are poisonous to human beings?
yes.
Very.
Okay.
I mean the spine.
The spine.
Yeah.
And could you end up stepping on them? Are they on the shoreline? Where can they be found?
Basically, they're at the bottom. So
Okay. And so you could they be covered by sand and you end up stepping on them?
yes, if you are not careful to, in fact, when my marine biology teacher, a German guy, stepped on that crown of thorns,
He died.
no, he ended up at least 6 months in the hospital because to get care of that spine.
And you saw this, Harry? You've seen one?
Yeah.
Actually, the other day, the next few days, we're still working some on this stuff, and then we'll be making video picture if you're interested, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So William Sila will provide you. I saw them eating the coral because when I go into looking at the coral, I saw 3 of them stick together. They start eating the coral, and then part of the coral bleached up.
You know,
It's not a global warming, Stan.
we should have, you know, time is over, but it's unfortunate we only have an hour. But you know, this is very interesting. We're hoping we can get a picture of that, and then we can show it to the public. We'll insert it in between our interview, so that the public is aware how this crown of thorns looks like, so that people are forewarned that they have been duly notified. There's a caveat to all this. So
Yes,
it's unfortunate, though, but these are the realities that's happening on the ground, and even in our environment and even our seas. So we'd like to commend, of course, Dr. William Villaver, and of course, Mr. Chan, Tin Ming Harry, who is a native of Hong Kong, but who is here in the Philippines. And hopefully he will also help us in your efforts. So yeah, we'd like to thank both of you, and our applause for your efforts. And dito po nagtatapos ang ating programang Republika. Ako po si Eric Espina, palaging nagsasabi, magmasid, makialam, higit sa lahat ay manindigan. Dahil wala pong magmamahal sa Pilipino kung hindi ang Pilipino. Daghang salamat, mahing gabi kaninyong tanan.